Yeah, yeah. Man, I'm getting ready to show these fools how not to get stabbed. You know, good knife defense.
Captain, what you looking at? What's over there?
Look like we got us one. Look like we got us a viewer over there scrubbing through the video, trying to decide if he want to watch this video or not. Let's do some Wing Chungy stuff to make it look like we doing something. You know, when he get closer, I want you to go over there and grab him, snatch him by his neck. We gotta make him watch. Matter of fact, just go get his ass, drag his ass over here. Sit him right there. Matter of fact, put him on his knees. Check this out, man. I'm doing this for your own good. So what we gonna do? I'm gonna make you stay right there, and I'm gonna teach you this knife lesson so you don't be getting punked like this no more. So just sit right there and don't go nowhere and watch what I teach you. Matter of fact, stand him back up. We won't even feel like, you know, we doing nothing to him. Now that I got your attention and I gotta force this lesson on you, I ain't gonna hurt you. Chill out. You know, this is gonna be a lesson for your benefit, like I said, so you won't be getting punked like that no more. When it comes to knife defense, I'm gonna break it down for you because I'm a real buccaneer, a swashbuckler. I've been doing this outside, not just in the dojo. I'm gonna tell you from my experience what you need to do to prepare yourself for knife defense. The first thing you should learn about knife defense is to practice being evasive. So you understand the quickness you're gonna need in dealing with somebody with a knife, because in that ring, you can afford to get punched and go rounds for rounds and have on padded gloves. But out here in the streets, you can't afford to get hit once, because it might be a knife in the dark and you don't see it, and you thinking of getting punched and you get stabbed, kapui, gone. So you got to learn how to be evasive first. So the first step that you want to do is just know how to move. So be evasive. Just see how fast a person can get on you with a knife. So that means you got to be quicker with your feet. So let me show you what I mean by quicker. Just stabbing me all crazy. See, you gotta move. You have to move quick like that, because the person, give me this knife. The person can be all crazy, and this is what you really worry about when a person do that. So that's the quickness. You see how fast you have to move? So you need to practice this so you get used to that type of movement. Same thing with a person who handles snakes. They know exactly how long that snake is, how fast that snake can move, and what the possibilities of that snake can do when they're dealing with a venomous snake. Same thing with a fight. That's why you take a knife and you practice with it, so it shows you what the reality of it is when it happens. That way, if it does happen, you can say, man, I've been through this shit thousands of times. I'm familiar with how this is going to go because I practice this all the time. The next thing that you should practice after this is learning how to use your hands to deflect. As a Wing Chun practitioner, we have techniques: Pak Sao, Tan Sao, Bong Sao, Lap Sao, Gan Sao, and the list goes on. But for every other art, you guys have the same thing. You have your own techniques. It's all the same shit. As a Wing Chun practitioner, if he stabbed at me, this is what I would do: stab. See, this was just leading to a joint lock. If he stabbed at me with the other hand, it would lead him right back into another joint lock. As a matter of fact, I can joint lock on all of this. If he stabs low, this would lead into that joint lock. With the other hand, right back into a joint lock. So you need to learn your deflections and learn to take your skill up higher. That way you can learn to deal with a knife. So with this student here, he knows how to deflect the punch. Doesn't matter how it comes, he knows exactly how to deal with someone stabbing at him. If you follow me, later on in this video, I'm gonna show you how to deal with the biggest problem of a knife fight is where people say, well, you can practice all you want, but what if the person zig and you zag and you get stabbed? Hang with me and I'm gonna give you the answer for that. So next thing, like I said, you gotta know all your deflections. So as a Wing Chun practitioner, well, let me back up for a second. If you don't know Wing Chun, then you should go find you a school, check in, so you can learn our version of how this is done. So back to what I was saying. As a Wing Chun practitioner, you should learn to use your palm better than just trapping and pinning. So in Wing Chun, you'll see this trapping, punch, punch, keep punching. So this is here, we're trapping and pinning. But you gotta take your skill further than just trapping and pinning. You gotta learn joint locks. Joint locks teach you to get your technique better, because if you can't get the joint lock, that means your technique is garbage. So every punch you throw at my face, I should be able to take you on the very first time that you stick it over here and be practiced enough to be able to take you into a joint lock, because you can't afford to let somebody stab at you and then you didn't catch it. You give him another opportunity to stab you again. So that's why in Wing Chun it's important to have forward intent. That. The next thing you want to learn is to then practice being attacked so you can learn to utilize your deflections in all ways. So see how he kind of made a mistake? But because I have his technique down to the dot, he's able to adjust on the fly. So that's what I was meaning earlier about what it takes to learn how to really deal with a knife. So let me show you how that's done. Because my techniques are down to the dot, I'm not overextending when I deflect something. When he stab, I'm right here on the dot. My hand is not off the center anywhere. So if I were to make a mistake, I have time to adjust because I'm moving minimally. So any way he tried to stab at me, even if he tried to flinch and do all that weirdness, I can adjust on the fly with the regular techniques that I have from Wing Chun. By knowing a complete system, I know what to do instead of trying to relying on some bubblegum technique that somebody teach you that's not part of a system. That shit is not going to work for you. Get in school, learn a complete system, then you will learn how to be able to defend yourself. So even if I attack him in any type of weird ways, he know how to adjust. So all that flinching and zigging and zagging, you have to have the patience to follow and adjust on the fly. That is the secret to knife defense, and that's what you must learn. So practice being evasive, practice learning your hand techniques. So check it out. One last thing I got to say about this knife. The people who fare well in knife defense are the people that we perceive as crazy. So I don't care if he has the knife. If I'm backed into a corner, it's my mentality to attack him even though he has the knife. Wing Chun is a knife fighting art. So you should be comfortable thinking of your hands as knives because your hands represent the same thing that you do with the knives. He got one knife. I see that as one knife. So I'm going to attack him. I don't care what he got. Even if you try to attack me anyway, attack you first. And I'm always going to be covered. However, by staying in my zones, it really don't matter how he try to come in all crazy. As long as you focus on your technique, you will be okay. Practice, practice, practice. Arr. One more thing on hand techniques. As a Wing Chun practitioner, you should be good with your Pax-Out hand, your palm hand. To take that to another level, if your 12-hand Pax-Out isn't up to par to where you think it should be, study Eskrima for a little bit. Learn, block, check, counter, and brush, grab, strike, which will improve your inside-outside game that your 12-hand Pax-Out will teach you. So after that, I've given you everything you need to know. Go practice. Go watch this video right here on where to start before you try to get into Wing Chun, the things you need to do. And we will catch you guys on the next one. Be aggressive at the person that's charging at you with a wife. To be aggressive at the person that's charging at you. Here, baby, get him. Get him.